Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep came out on the PlayStation Portable in Japan on January 9th, 2010, and in America on September 7th, 2010. This game is actually my personal favorite of the series, so I'm looking forward to this one a lot. Birth by Sleep takes place 10 years before the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, so get ready for a lot of questions to be answered and for your collective minds to be blown. Let's jump right to it. I should first note that Birth by Sleep features 3 campaigns, with the story being told differently from the eyes of our 3 main protagonists: Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. As I don't want to repeat most of the story 3 times, I'll combine their adventures together into one package. Oh boy, this is going to be a long and complicated one. After what is honestly my favorite opening in all of the Kingdom Hearts games, we see a young man on Destiny's Island saying how small this world is. We then see an older man on the island with a young boy, Ventus, wrapped up, leaving him at a tree. Ventus, in the world of Dive to the Heart, talks with a voice who claims to be a brand new heart. Ventus says that his heart is fractured, and the voice offers to join their heart with his. Before he has a chance to leave, the older man witnesses Ventus summon a Keyblade and shoots a beam of light to the sky. This causes the older man to smile. A long time later, Ventus wakes up in his bed in a world called the Land of Departure. He witnesses a meteor shower happening outside and goes outside to see more. Falling asleep, he is awoken by his friend Aqua and they sit together. Ventus wondering what stars are and where light comes from. Another friend, Terra, arrives and says that every star in the sky is another world. As Ventus and Terra argue, Aqua laughs, saying that the two of them would make the weirdest brothers. Later on, they talk about the Mark of Mastery exams that Terra and Aqua have tomorrow, and Aqua gives Terra and Ventus good luck charms, having also made one for herself, saying that she was inspired by these star-shaped fruit from another world, and they represent an unbreakable connection.
That would be the last night we ever spent beneath the same stars.
Training King Mickey some more, Yen Sid informs him that he senses that something terrible is about to transpire. The next morning, Aqua and Terra start their Mark of Mastery exams, conducted by their master, Eraqus. They are also joined by Master Xehanort. After completing some tests, Terra and Aqua have a mock battle against each other. The masters notice that some darkness had appeared in Terra, but quickly went away. With the exam over, Eraqus says that only Aqua has passed because Terra failed to keep the darkness in his heart in check. Ventus and Aqua try to confront Terra, who is confused about the darkness that appeared inside of him. Xehanort then meets up with a masked figure, Vanitas, who says that somebody has to break Ventus in. Outside, Xehanort tells Terra that he should channel his darkness instead of destroying it. Terra takes this advice and runs inside when a bell rings, Xehanort exiting through a portal of darkness. Meanwhile, Eraqus is informed by his old friend, Yen Sid, that the worlds are in danger. Terra arrives and they wonder where Ventus is. In his room, Vanitas appears in front of Ventus and tells him Terra is going to leave him behind, and that he'll be a different person soon. Vanitas tells Ventus to leave this world if he wants to seek the truth, then departs. Back in the throne room, Eraqus tells Terra and Aqua that the Princesses of Heart are in danger from a new threat called the Unversed, those that feed on negativity. Eraqus sends the two of them to eliminate the Unversed and find Master Xehanort, who has gone missing. Eraqus tells Terra to not rely on power so much, and that he might reconsider Terra's masterhood. Speaking to Aqua alone, Eraqus tells her to watch Terra, and if he is led astray, to bring Terra back to him, though she says that he isn't as weak as Eraqus thinks. Ventus meets Terra outside and watches Terra activate his armor and turn his Keyblade into a vehicle. That is both the most stupid thing in these games and the most awesome. He flies off through a portal, Ventus doing the same and following him. Eraqus says that Ventus must not leave and tells Aqua to bring him back, and she heads out as well. Terra travels to the world of Enchanted Domain. As he travels through the world, he encounters and fights the Unversed. He runs into Maleficent and obviously goes and talks to her as if she's not the mistress of evil or anything. He asks if Maleficent has seen Xehanort, to which she says that she remembers someone leaving the castle. And like an idiot, Terra believes her and decides to investigate the tower. At the top of the castle, he comes across Princess Aurora, who is in a deep slumber. Maleficent appears and tells Terra that the princess's heart is filled with light and doesn't have a single bit of darkness in her. She tells Terra that she wants the 7 hearts of the princesses that will give her the power to rule all worlds. Maleficent then awakens some of the darkness in Terra's heart and he uses the Keyblade to take out Aurora's heart, much to Maleficent's delight. Maleficent then reveals that though she did indeed meet Xehanort, she does not know where he is now. Maleficent leaves and Terra leaves the world, questioning what Xehanort wants with the 7 princesses of heart. Maleficent then begins her plan to search for them. In another world called Dwarf Woodlands, Ventus comes across the 7 dwarves, looking for Terra. In the same world, Terra comes across the Evil Queen and asks her to use her magic mirror to find Xehanort's location. The Evil Queen tells Terra that if he kills Snow White and brings her heart to her, he can use the mirror. Wanting to know if Snow White is a princess of heart, Terra seeks her out. He finds Snow White, but she runs into the forest when the Unversed attacks. Terra returns to the castle, and upset at his failure, the evil queen uses a potion to have the magic mirror attack Terra. Ventus comes across Snow White in the forest and saves her, bringing her to the 7 dwarves' home. Terra manages to break out of the mirror and learns that Xehanort is in a world where wars were once waged between light and dark. Terra leaves the world, going to seek advice from Yen Sid. Ventus leaves the world too, frustrated by the 7 dwarves, though not before accidentally giving the evil queen in disguise her poison apple back. Ventus then travels to a new world called the Castle of Dreams and helps Jack complete Cinderella's dress before the ball. He later tells Jack that his dream is to become a Keyblade master. Later, Terra comes across to distraught Cinderella, her dress being torn apart. After the fairy godmother helps Cinderella out, Terra helps escort her to the ball. He also defeats a giant Unversed in the castle and learns that the Unversed started to appear when a boy in a mask appeared in the kingdom. Exiting the castle, Terra meets up with Aqua, who tells him that Ventus left home. Terra heads out while Aqua stays to look around some more. She later helps Jack get Cinderella out of a locked room to try on the glass slipper, starting this popular ship here, and later saves Cinderella from a giant Unversed. Elsewhere, Xehanort talks with a strange man. Terra travels to the mysterious tower and witnesses Mickey leaving with a star shard. He goes to Yen Sid and asks him about Xehanort and the boy in the mask. Terra leaves, continuing his search. Back in the dwarf's woodlands, Aqua helps the prince wake up Snow White. Aqua remembers a time when Ventus was in a deep slumber and magically woke up. Ventus enters the enchanted domain and decides to help the 3 good fairies free Aurora's heart from Maleficent. Succeeding, Ventus encounters Maleficent, who tells him that it was Terra who stole Aurora's heart for her. After a battle, Aqua then arrives and tells him that Terra would never do that. Aqua tells Ventus that he needs to return home. Ventus, however, too worried about Terra, runs off. Aqua is then sent to a jail cell by Maleficent. Together with Prince Philip, Aqua defeats Maleficent, but Maleficent tells her that she will eventually control both the light and the darkness, escaping. In the lanes between, Ventus comes across Vanitas and follows him to a barren wasteland. Vanitas challenges Ventus to a fight as Mickey arrives to help Ventus. Fending him off, Vanitas disappears. Mickey and Ventus introduce themselves as the Star Shard suddenly activates and teleports them away. In the lanes between, Terra hears Xehanort calling out to him. He meets him in the barren wasteland where Xehanort tells Terra that he created Vanitas from the darkness in Ventus' heart. When this happened, Xehanort brought Ventus to Ericus to help him. This explains why Ventus had amnesia when Terra and Aqua first met him. Xehanort instructs Terra to find Vanitas and destroy him, saying to find him in the world of Radiant Garden. Like a goddamn idiot, Terra trusts him and heads out. Ventus arrives at Radiant Garden and chases after Mickey. Terra arrives and spots Xehanort, chasing after him. Aqua arriving later as well. Ventus arrives at the castle but is stopped by 2 guards, Alias and Dylan. Ventus then spots a giant Unversed and chases after it. He later helps save Scrooge McDuck, who gives him 3 free tickets to Disney Town. Terra spots another giant Unversed and chases after it. Aqua makes it to the castle and spots a young girl being attacked by some Unversed. Mickey arrives and the 2 of them save the little girl, and we see that it is a young Kairi. Aqua and Mickey introduce themselves and they sense that Kairi has a heart that is completely devoid of darkness. Before they can do anything else, the Star Shard teleports Mickey away. As thanks, Kairi gives Aqua some flowers when Kairi's grandmother comes to pick her up. Before she leaves, Aqua places a spell on Kairi, one that will bring her light to the light of another if she is ever in danger. Kairi leaves with her grandmother, and her grandmother tells her a story, the same story that we heard her tell her back in Kingdom Hearts 1. Aqua spots a giant Unversed and runs after it. Terra, Aqua, and Ventus all run into each other and the 3 Unversed form into one. After defeating the Unversed, the 3 catch up and Ventus gives Terra and Aqua 2 of the tickets to Disney Town. Terra and Aqua say that Ventus needs to head home, but Ventus says it's fine since he took care of Vanitas. Aqua then confronts Terra about the things that she's heard that he's done in other worlds. Ventus can't believe that Aqua would say stuff like that to Terra. Terra leaves the 2 of them and Ventus runs away, leaving Aqua alone. Terra encounters a man named Braig, who tells him that he's captured Xehanort, telling him to meet him in the Outer Gardens. Ventus later saves a small boy named Ienzo from the Unversed. Terra meets up with Braig, who demands the Keyblade before he releases Xehanort. Back with Ventus, a man named Evan arrives searching for Ienzo. He gives Ventus his thanks and we learn that Ienzo is actually an orphan. Evan then tells Ventus that he has a feeling that the 2 of them will meet again someday. With the advice from Xehanort, Terra uses the darkness to fight Xigbar, scarring him. Xigbar then runs away in a fury. Xehanort congratulates Terra for managing to channel the darkness. He says that Terra should become his pupil, with Ericus being afraid of Terra's darkness. Xehanort tells Terra to go to more worlds and keep the balance, find Vanitas, and destroy him. Aqua runs across Vanitas, who fights her. Elsewhere, Ventus finds Terra and wants to journey with him. Terra says no, but says that when he really needs him, he knows that Ventus will be there. Aqua defeats Vanitas and tries to take his mask off, Vanitas managing to escape. Ventus catches up with Aqua, who tells him to return home, not wanting Ventus to get hurt. She departs and leaves Ventus alone. Ventus has a memory of Terra and him sparring. Wanting to help Ventus, Terra gives him his wooden sword. Back in the present, Ventus comes across two young boys, Lee and Isa. Lee mocks Ventus's wooden sword, thinking his weapon is cooler. He then challenges Ventus to a fight, and Ventus agrees. Ventus beats Lee and Isa chastises him. Lee and Isa tease each other and then decide to leave, saying goodbye to Ventus. Lee saying that they're friends now.
What is it with you and picking up stray puppies?
I want everybody I meet to remember me. Inside people's memories, I can live forever.
I know I won't forget you. Believe me, I try all the time.
See? I'm immortal.
You're obnoxious.
Staring up at the castle, Lee asks Isa if he's ready, to which Isa says that he at least knows that Lee is. Braig meets back up with Xehanort, being frustrated at the scars that Terra gave him, including losing one of his eyes. When Xehanort threatens him, Braig calms down, saying that at least Terra didn't steal his heart like the princess.
You see, people like him, they don't have the power to steal hearts.
So wait, you mean he's not the one who stole her heart?
Terra arrives in Disney Town and defeats some unversed on the raceway. He also comes across Pete, who uses different identities to try and win the Million Dreams Award. Aqua arrives and helps Horace by defeating some unversed, Pete getting in the way again. Ventus arrives too and helps Huey, Dewey, and Louie fix their machine, Pete once again getting in the way. Depending on which of the trio visited the town last, they will be rewarded with the Million Dreams Award, their own unique flavor of ice cream. Pete runs in frustrated for not winning, not caring about the few people that actually voted for him. Angry, Queen Minnie has Pete taken away and banished. In another dimension, Pete is trapped but is saved by Maleficent, him starting to work for her. Ventus travels to the world of Olympus Coliseum, befriending a young Hercules and a boy named Zack. Elsewhere in a world called Deep Sleep, Terra helps Jumba free Experiment 626, Stitch. Aqua arrives and helps the Grand Councilwoman in capturing back Stitch. She teams up with Stitch to beat Gantu though, but Stitch gets captured again. Terra then arrives at Olympus Coliseum and is tricked by Hades, the god of the underworld, into being helped by him. With Hades being unable to turn Terra evil, he possesses Zack, who attacks Terra. Terra is able to defeat him and turn him back to normal. Back in deep space, Stitch manages to escape again and Ventus teams up with him to defeat a giant unversed. The both of them escape the spaceship with Stitch blasting off, knocking Ventus away. Aqua arrives in Olympus Coliseum and competes in the games, hoping to come across Terra. She befriends Hercules and Zack and also defeats the Ice Titan who is sent by Hades. We then get this really adorable exchange between Aqua and Zack.
Hey, how about one date?
Oh, you mean, no, I have to leave right away. Besides, I still have so much training to do.
Fair enough. And I'm still a work in progress after all.
Huh?
Well, how about this? I become a hero, then we go on a date.
I can't make any promises.
We see Mickey in a new world called Neverland, the real place this time, not Captain Hook's ship. He is confronted by Vanitas. Terra then arrives in Neverland and is tricked by Captain Hook into protecting him and a treasure that is supposedly filled with light. Terra fights Peter Pan but later learns the truth about Hook, saving two of the Lost Boys from the Unversed. Ventus arrives in Neverland at the same time too and helps defeat Captain Hook and save Tinkerbell. He also comes across Mickey's Star Shard. In a treasure full of important belongings, Ventus decides to leave Terra's old wooden sword. The Star Shard then teleports Ventus away. Aqua then arrives in Neverland and helps the Lost Boys and Peter Pan find some treasure, it being a chest full of important belongings. Aqua spots Terra's old sword and thinks that Ventus is growing up. She senses something at the Indian camp and finds Vanitas there. He somehow obtained Terra's old sword. He breaks it and Aqua angrily attacks him. She defeats him but passes out. Peter Pan wakes her up and discovers that Vanitas is gone. Peter Pan says that Aqua should return with Terra and Ventus sometime. Ventus crashes in front of the mysterious tower and Donald and Goofy introduce him to Yen Sid. Yen Sid informs Ventus that Mickey is passed out on the barren wastelands. Ventus goes there to save him. Meanwhile, Terra travels to Destiny's Island where he comes across a young Riku and Sora. Riku questions Terra if he is from another world and tells him about someone who used to live on the islands but managed to leave. Terra then sees Riku as a different man and then as his older self. Riku tells Terra that he wants to see the outside world because he wants to be strong one day and use his strength to protect the things that matter. Terra then takes out his Keyblade and speaks out an incantation, allowing Riku to one day wield a Keyblade himself. Terra tells Riku to keep this meeting a secret, and he runs off to join up with Sora. Ventus finds Mickey at the barren wasteland and is confronted by Xehanort. It is then that Xehanort tells Ventus that he must clash with his other self, Vanitas, in order to forge the Keyblade. This also using the symbol of Kai, and is supposed to be the ultimate Keyblade. He also informs Ventus that Ericus knew about this all along. Xehanort sends Ventus to the land of departure to confront Ericus, Mickey being blown away. Terra spots Ventus, but Xehanort calls out to him, and he goes to him. In the barren wasteland, Xehanort tells Terra that Ventus has learned about his origins and went to confront Ericus about it. Ventus makes it to the land of departure where he tells Ericus that he knows the truth about himself. Ericus then flashes back to when Xehanort had told him that he wanted to reignite the Keyblade War again to see what would happen in the aftermath, and when the two forces clash, which will come out on top, light or darkness. Ericus tries to stop Xehanort, but Xehanort attacks him, scarring him. Back in the present, fearing the worst, Ericus decides to destroy Ventus to stop Xehanort's plan. Terra rushes in and saves Ventus. He teleports Ventus away and faces his master. Terra fully embraces the darkness and fights Ericus, defeating him. Terra regrets this and Ericus does as well. He's then attacked by Xehanort and dies. Xehanort tells Terra that he needs to give his entire heart over the darkness. He tells Terra to meet him at the Keyblade Graveyard and then summons a giant Orb of Doom, which destroys the land of departure. Ventus finds himself on Destiny's Island where he is confronted by Vanitas. Ventus then fully remembers the time he trained with Xehanort and when Vanitas was born. Vanitas then tells Ventus to meet up at the Keyblade Graveyard, where he can watch him kill both Terra and Aqua. Later on, Aqua finds herself at Destiny's Island where she too meets a young Sora and Riku. She talks with the boys and notices that Sora is almost a splitting image of Ventus. She also notices that Riku possesses strong power and light, and thinks that Terra chose this boy as a new Keyblade wielder. Aqua tells Sora that if anything happens to Riku, he should keep him safe. Aqua embraces the two boys and wonders what will happen to her, Terra, and Ventus. In the lanes between, she comes across Mickey and she brings him the mysterious tower and Yen Sid. While there, Yen Sid tells Aqua that Ericus has been killed, and that Xehanort and Terra were the ones to do it. He tells her that Terra is going to the Keyblade Graveyard and Aqua goes after him. Terra, Aqua, and Ventus all arrive at the Keyblade Graveyard separately. Aqua meets up with Terra and she confronts him about Ericus' death. Terra is saying that he's been wrong about everything, but Aqua says that Terra will just go astray again. Ventus then arrives and he tells the two of them about the Keyblade. Because he doesn't want this to happen, he tells Terra and Aqua to put an end to him. Xehanort and Vanitas then arrives as Xehanort talks about the old Keyblade Graveyard and that it was all to obtain the Keyblade, and that it will soon belong to him. Terra charges the two of them, but they use the terrain and the lifeless Keyblades to attack the trio. Ventus tries to attack Xehanort, but he crushes his helmet and freezes him, throwing him off the mountain. Aqua manages to catch him though. Xehanort scatters the clouds and Kingdom Hearts appears above them. Braig then appears in front of Aqua and Ventus. When he insults Terra, Ventus yells at him and Braig says that he's got a nice angry look. Aqua then fights Braig. Terra arrives on the mountain and faces off against Xehanort and Vanitas. Fending him off, Vanitas goes to the ground to kill Aqua and fuse with Ventus. Angered at Xehanort for Ericus' death, Terra fully succumbs to the darkness and attacks Xehanort. Back on the ground, Braig says that he must have bought enough time and runs away. Distracted, Aqua is then attacked and knocked out up from above by Vanitas. Before he can deliver the final blow, Ventus manages to unfreeze and him and Vanitas fight.
You've done it, Ventus. Now that my body is about to perish, you and I will have to join together. The Keyblade will be forged!
He then explains that the Unversed come from his own negativity. The two of them then fuse as a beam of light appears. Terra gets distracted by this and Xehanort stabs himself with his Keyblade, setting his heart free and shooting it at Terra. Terra then becomes possessed by Xehanort and is taken over. As he sheds off his armor, we see the man that the community has dubbed Terranort. Before he can leave, the armor reforms itself and becomes a lingering will. The will attacks Terranort and the two fight. Back on the ground, Mickey arrives and wakes up Aqua. They see Ventus with the Keyblade and having been taken over by Vanitas. They attack and Aqua and Mickey fight them together. In his dive to the heart, Ventus confronts Vanitas, who possesses an almost completed Keyblade. Vanitas also tells him that if the Keyblade is destroyed, so will Ventus' heart. Ventus says that he doesn't care and only cares about helping his friends.
My friends are my power, and I'm theirs!
Ventus defeats Vanitas and destroys the Keyblade. The two then disappear, Ventus being happy. Back in the real world, Aqua attacks the fusion as the Keyblade breaks apart. Ventus, Aqua, and Mickey are all blown away by the explosion. The lingering will has managed to defeat Terranort as it sets its Keyblade down and kneels to the ground. The explosion engulfs both it and Terranort.
Aqua. Ven. One day, I will set this right.
In the lanes between, Mickey rescues Aqua and Ventus, bringing them to the mysterious tower. Aqua wakes up and discovers that Ventus has gone into a deep sleep, his heart being lost. Aqua then decides to find Terra, but first, she needs to find a place to keep Ventus safe until he wakes up again. She goes to the destroyed land of departure and enters the throne room, picking up Ericus' Keyblade. She was previously instructed by Ericus that if he were ever to fall and that darkness is approaching the world, then she needs to use his Keyblade to lock the world up, with Aqua being the only one to solve the world's mysteries. Doing this, the world transforms and the two find themselves in a white room, this being the Chamber of Waking. Aqua promises that she'll rescue Terra and that the two of them will return to retrieve him. Aqua walks outside and we see that the land of departure has become Castle Oblivion. Mind blown. Aqua senses darkness in Radiant Garden and finds Terranort there. She tries to bring Terra out of him, but Terranort tells her that Terra's heart has been extinguished. He summons his Keyblade and the two fight.
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
During the battle, Terranort summons his guardian to help him fight. Aqua finally manages to fend Terranort off, with Terra trying to take his body back. Terra takes control for a few seconds and stabs himself with his Keyblade. This causes the guardian to disappear and Terranort falls into darkness. Aqua jumps in after him and uses her armor and Keyblade to send Terra back to the light. She then fades into the darkness, apologizing to Ventus for not being there when he wakes up. On Destiny's Island, Sora starts to cry suddenly, not knowing why, and Riku says that Sora might be crying because someone is in need of his help. Sora wanting to help, Riku tells him to open his heart and listen. Sora's voice then manages to reach the sleeping Ventus. Back at Radiant Garden, Braig brings Ansem the Wise to the unconscious Terranort. When asking his name, Terranort says that it's Xehanort. Braig smiles at this. They bring him to the castle along with Aqua's armor and Keyblade. Aqua wanders the realm of darkness, feeling that it's been ages. She starts to lose hope as a bunch of Darksides start to attack her. Before they can though, Terra and Ventus's Keyblades arrive to defeat them.
There's always a way.
During the credits, we see what is happening to the characters after the events of the game. We see Lee and Isa being thrown out of the castle by Dylan and Alias. They buy some sea salt ice cream from Scrooge and looks up at the castle. We see Mickey giving Yensid the Star Shard and his Keyblade back. Yensid gives Mickey his Keyblade though, much to his delight. We see Kairi in Radiant Garden picking flowers as she senses something and looks up at the sky, her necklace glowing. After the credits, we see Sora in his dive to the heart. Ventus's heart speaks to him and tells him that he once gave him back something when he needed it the most. Sora then allows Ventus's heart to stay within him. Sora tells Riku that it all worked out and they look up at the sky. Words appear and inform us that in time, the world would be saved by these two heroes who stood beneath the same blaze of stars. Quick bonus time. After completing some requirements, if you go back to the land of departure, you'll come across a mysterious figure in a black coat. The figure summons his weapons and attacks. After fending him off, the figure disappears and you get the no-name Keyblade. Remember him, as we'll see him again soon. Also, there are some secret bosses in the world of Mirage Arena. One of them is the armor of Ericus. Another is No Heart, Xehanort's armor. This armor being the same one as the armor that Xemnas used in the final fight in Kingdom Hearts 2. But wait, there's still some more story to go. After completing several objectives, you will unlock a secret playable episode. This episode starts off with hidden truths. Xehanort and Terra argue about who can possess full control of their body, with Ericus' heart acting as a shield for Terra. Terra is confident, but Xehanort is not worried, as he made certain that there are many roads that his plan can take besides this one. Images of their backs, preserved in memory. We see the new apprentice Xehanort walking through the halls of the castle. Braig approaches him and wonders if this whole amnesia thing that Xehanort has is true or not. Regardless though, Braig says that he's got his back. Ansem the Wise and Nienzo pass them, eating sea salt ice cream. They watch as Xehanort and Braig walk away. Two who were never meant to meet. We see Ansem the Wise in the Realm of Darkness, following the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. He rests at the beach of the realm. Aqua approaches him and introduces himself. Ansem says that he can't recall his name anymore. This being the second time he has been at these shores. Aqua talks about how she's been wandering the darkness for ages, looking for a way to escape. She needs to leave because she has friends there waiting for her. Ansem then tells Aqua that she reminds him of a boy that he once knew, a courageous boy who used the Keyblade to save the worlds. Aqua asks if this boy is either Terra or Ventus, but Ansem says that it's neither. Ansem talks about how it's been a year since he last met him, and that while he slept, he hid the results of his research inside of him, as a way of clearing his conscience for the terrible things that he did to so many people. Ansem believes that this boy, one who touches many hearts, can set things right. He can open up the right door and save those whose lives Ansem managed to ruin.
So many are still waiting for their new beginning, their birth by sleep. Even me, and even you.
What's this boy's name?
His name is...
All the pieces lie where they fell. We see the mansion in Twilight Town and watch Naminé drawing a picture. We see that it is of Sora and she calls out his name. We see Roxas, Xion, and Axel on the clock tower eating sea salt ice cream together. They look out into the sky and call Sora's name. We then see Terra and Ventus in the Land of Departure, and they call Sora's name as well. Back in the Realm of Darkness, Aqua begins to cry. She too, calling out Sora's name, where they wait for him. We then see Sora resting on the tree in Destiny's Island with the letter from King Mickey in his hands. Riku approaches him and asks if his mind is made up, to which Sora says yes. Kairi then arrives and Sora tells her that he has to go.
It's just, they really need me. I have to go. I am who I am. Because of them.
See you soon.
After those series of scenes, which goddamn it make me cry every single time I see it, it is truly a work of art. We see a young Sora resting on the beach as Kairi runs towards him. 1. Aqua approaches Ansem the Wise. 0. Time then begins to rewind to the point where Aqua regained hope again. 0 point. Aqua continues to wander the realm of darkness and investigate an explosion of darkness. 0.5. Aqua travels the realm of darkness using Eraqus' Keyblade to fight the Heartless. She comes across a giant Heartless, Dark Hyde, saying that this being is not an unversed, but a resident of the darkness. Defeating the Heartless, she comes across the Castle of Dreams, much to her surprise. A fragmentary passage. Wow, what a ride this one was. So many questions answered, and we have a clear direction for the rest of the series. However, we seem to have more questions that need answering. What was Lea and Aiza planning to do in the castle? Will Terra reclaim his body back? Will Aqua escape the realm of darkness? Will Ventus ever be able to wake up? What other plans does Xehanort have, and how does Braig fit into all of this? Where are Sora and Riku heading off to now? And just what the hell was that stuff in the secret episode? And most importantly, what is in the letter that was sent to them by Mickey? Some of these questions may or may not be answered next time in Kingdom Hearts Recoded. See you then.